Is a major WWE return the real reason for the controversial Bad Blood main event? Becky Lynch's secret WWE status? Vince McMahon admits he's wrong, and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Get exclusive bonus videos over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Just before I get into the news, over on patreon.com/WrestleTalk, Luke and I have released an exclusive podcast diving deep into the AEW TV deal, what that means for the future of the wrestling industry, and the look at AEW's ratings over the 5 years of their existence, and the effects CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and NXT have had on their viewership. Oh God, look at that graph. Oh, look at all that sexy data. You can listen to that now and watch loads of other exclusive WrestleTalk videos like bonus episodes of TLC, 3-Count Survival Series and more at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Links in the video description below. What's a Punk got to do these days to get a main event in WWE? Aside from not being injured a lot of the time. Since his return to WWE last November, Punk has found his 2 singles matches against Drew McIntyre take place in the middle of the cards, at Bash in Berlin and SummerSlam. Sure, he kind of main evented a pay-per-view with January's Royal Rumble, but by that logic, so did Carlito. You have to go back over 11 years for Punk's last singles pay-per-view main event in the promotion, when they were actually called pay-per-views, where he lost to The Rock for the WWE Heavyweight Championship at Elimination Chamber 2013. Punk only ever main evented 16 pay-per-views over his 7-year run, despite being the top champion for 434 days there. It was a long-running frustration that the actual stars like The Rock, John Cena, and John Laurinaitis were given the show-closing spots. And that is the way it'll continue, as PW Insider and Fightful are now reporting Punk vs Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell won't close Saturday's Bad Blood Premium Live event. The tag match of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will. This comes after 2 weeks of backstage disagreement over which match should go on last. While Reigns and Cody are the promotion's biggest stars, them tagging together is an angle to build to a bigger match, like War Games in November or a singles match next year. Punk and Drew, however, is the conclusion of an epically told, long-running, near year-long feud, the deciding rubber match and a Hell in a Cell stipulation. A stipulation that Punk himself has revealed he's intent on making important again, as he told the No Contest Wrestling podcast. I have to stay true to myself, my beliefs of what good wrestling is, and that cell that I feel like as a company we've gotten away from for so long, where it just became a toy. Like, we're just gonna have a pay-per-view, call it Hell in a Cell, and everyone's gonna go inside and have matches. When, in reality, that should be presented as the most dangerous, diabolical thing that any wrestler would ever want to do. I want to bring it back to what it's supposed to be. I don't want to have a cell that needs a match, I want to have a match that needs the cell. And I feel like me and Drew have done that. There's no other way to settle this. This totally vibes with Paul Levesque's booking philosophy. Under Vince McMahon, WWE would run Hell in a Cell pay-per-views where feuds had to take place inside the structure no matter where they are in the storyline. And multiple Hell in a Cell matches would take place on the same night. The stipulation had become a crutch under McMahon, booking 9 in the 2 years before he retired. For the first time. For comparison, Levesque has only booked 2 in the 2 years since taking over from Vince. But despite the stipulation, the hotness of Punk vs McIntyre, the legacy of Bad Blood 1997 being main evented by the first ever Hell in a Cell match, and that WWE reportedly took note of the fan backlash online when the tag match was mentioned as a possible show closer, Fightful Select is reporting Punk vs Drew is expected to open Bad Blood. Good luck following that, Nia Jackson Bailey! So if that's the opener, the WWE actually have something enormous planned for the main event. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, Cody heavily pushed him teaming up with his former foe Roman at Bad Blood. Anything is really possible now. The quarterback and the cornerstone. It'll be the best WWE PLE to date. Now I get you've got to hype up shows as the face of the company, but saying Bad Blood will be the best ever WWE PLE after 2 years of great to all-time fantastic PLEs is a pretty big push, unless Cody knows something we don't, like what almost came out following his appearance on the Pat McAfee show, which Rhodes specifically shared on his Instagram, suggesting he wants people to hear that interaction.
That's awesome. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you. Is he?
You tell me.
Which one? Which?
Okay.
Which?
Awesome.
Oh,
I don't
you're a
know.
big guy?
You told me enough. You just told me enough. You just told me enough.
A lot happening. Too much happening.
Cody is shown in the clip thanking Pat's team when McAfee states the big guy is coming back this week. You'd assume that's Roman, who hasn't wrestled a match since his loss to Cody at WrestleMania 40. But Cody responds asking, which big guy? Potentially implying another top star is set to return at the show, which Pat has also heard about. And the only real name big enough that fits that particular storyline and Cody's promotion of it being the best PLE to date is Rock for Dwayne Johnson. It's all right there! Wake up, sheeple! Meaning The Rock could be blocking CM Punk's main events 13 years after Punk's pipe bomb that said, the fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania this year and I'm not makes me sick. What do you think about the Hell in a Cell match not main eventing Bad Blood? Tell me. It doesn't matter what you think in the comments down below. Talking of big stars not currently wrestling, an update has come out about Becky Lynch's WWE status. Lynch hasn't appeared on WWE TV since May, when she lost the Women's World Championship rematch to Liv Morgan on Raw. Her contract expired the following month, and she teased leaving wrestling altogether on social media. She's reportedly been a free agent, technically free to go anywhere she wants since then. But now WrestleVotes Radio is reporting Becky is still listed on the company's internal roster, which is handed out backstage every week. They can't say if this means she's re-signed with WWE, but it does support the theory that Lynch leaving is just a temporary hiatus rather than her being done forever. There's even speculation that Becky isn't actually a free agent, where she would have re-signed before she left and is simply having an extended holiday, which is why she's still on the internal roster. AEW is somehow even less secretive when it comes to their talent dealings. Following MVP and Shelton Benjamin debuting in AEW, Fightful Select have inevitably broken that their Hurt Business partner Bobby Lashley has also signed with the promotion. Apparently, all three members actually signed deals a number of weeks ago, and Lashley's on-screen debut is imminent, where he's expected to enter a feud with Swerve Strickland. Daniel Garcia, meanwhile, hasn't been seen on AEW TV since he lost to MJF at All Out last month. Prior to this, AEW was giving him a sustained push, but reportedly wrote him off TV when he wouldn't commit to a new contract, with WWE apparently champing at the bit to sign him. Not chomping at the bit like a lot of people say. That's not the right word there. Horses they champ. They don't chomp. This is a really annoying thing for me when people get those two mixed up. Fightful Select have now reported that Garcia hasn't been backstage at the recent AEW tapings, despite them being big shows for the company, like last week's Grand Slam in New York and the 5th anniversary episode this past Wednesday. A boo of wrestle purists, however, does write that there are creative pitches for him if he decides to return. In more optimistic news, someone who has been backstage is Adam Cole Bay, fueling speculation that he'll return to TV soon after being out for over a year with an injury. But the biggest thing AEW needs right now is an Adam Cole Bay, not Red Death Daniel Garcia, not the revamped Hurt Business Syndicate faction, hell, not even the TV deal. AEW is where the best wrestle, which is why they need the greatest wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon, to be all elite. Following us breaking photo evidence of Shane's private, not-so-secret meeting with Tony Khan in August, and McMahon taking a picture with the Young Bucks last week, Mercedes Moné has now written the following in her newsletter. Seeing Shane's incredible heart and passion for wrestling makes me think he has a lot of unfinished business. It also makes me think, is Shane coming to AEW? I'm here for it, and I'm sure our roster is too. Following the McMahon Netflix docuseries, Mercedes also wrote about one of her experiences with Vince, a rare example of the man admitting he was wrong. During a feud with Nia Jax, which was presumably in their 2017 series of singles matches, although Monet doesn't specify exactly when, she writes, Vince accidentally called over the headset for the referee to ring the bell, and it was way too early. We were confused, but we played along. When she got backstage, she asked Triple H what happened, and Hunter playfully told her to go confront Vince about it. So I did. Vince admitted he was wrong and then shared a laugh about it. This was presumably from a better time in their working relationship, as Mercedes has recently revealed her leaving WWE was because of Vince. A lot of personal stuff happened with myself and the chairman at the time. I didn't like how he talked to me and how I was talked down to. But what about all those wrestlers who were legitimately fired on air? Go watch our video counting them down now. Here's a clip.
Hulk Hogan. I've always thought that the Mr. America character made perfect sense. I mean, what do Hulk Hogan and a bald eagle have in common? Sounds like grounds for a character change to me. After Hogan beat Vince McMahon in a who's a bigger piece of street fight at WrestleMania 19, Hogan was taken off TV by an angry McMahon. Immediately afterward, vignettes hailing the arrival of Mr. America began to air on SmackDown. Who arrives but a guy who was definitely not Hulk Hogan, and typical ruthless aggression era comedy ensued. It wouldn't last too long, however.